is the mullahs in Tehran have no greater fear than the NCRI. That's why they put Mrs. Rajvi and 100 of the leaders of this movement on phony trials in absentia, hoping to scare a younger generation of heroes, many of whose faces that we just saw on the walls of this gathering. But the persecution and murder of members of the resistance units across Iran have only strengthened this movement and its numbers, its capabilities, its resolve, and it's inspiring the free world. Just as Raisi failed to exterminate the MEK during the 1988 massacre, Tehran will again fail to defeat the resistance units in Iran today. As a former elected leader, as an American citizen, and as a Christian who believes that all people are created in the image of God, the Iranian people have always had a special place in my heart. The American cause, the cause of all democracies, is freedom. And in this cause, we will never be silent. The enduring hope for a free Iran can never be extinguished. For as Ronald Reagan said, there is no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is clearer to me today than it has ever been before in my 20 years of public service that the people of Iran will someday be free. And I'm proud of our record of support for the people of Iran in their quest for freedom. Under the Trump-Pence administration, we did not turn a deaf ear to the pleas of the Iranian people. We did not remain silent in the face of the Iranian regime's countless atrocities. We proudly stood with the freedom-loving people of Iran. We canceled the Iran nuclear deal that had flooded the regime's coffers with tens of billions of dollars and pallets full of cash used to repress its own people and support deadly terrorist attacks across the world. We imposed crippling new sanctions on Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard. We launched a campaign of maximum pressure, punishing the regime for its belligerent behavior and assault of its own citizens. We vigorously enforced those sanctions to bring Iran's oil exports to near zero and deny the regime its principal source of revenue. And we made it abundantly clear that the United States will never allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. We took all these steps, and we did not hesitate when the time came to stop the world's leading terrorists, and Qasem Soleimani is gone. On the day we left office, the Iranian regime was more isolated than ever before. But now, a current American administration has been unraveling much of the progress that we made in marginalizing that tyrannical regime in Tehran. Working overtime to restore the Iran nuclear deal, putting Tehran back on a fast track for obtaining a nuclear weapon. In fact, the Biden administration's even admitted that under a restored nuclear deal, Iran would be capable of amassing enough nuclear fuel for a bomb in less than 1 year, even faster than would have been allowed under the previous arrangement. I say with a heavy heart, these actions by the current American administration are naive and dangerous. But as the American presidential election unfolds before a watching world, our allies and enemies should know this: whatever the condition of our current American leadership, the American people are strong, and any nation that wishes us or our allies ill must know, as President Kennedy said, that the American people always stand ready to pay any price, meet any hardship, bear any burden, and support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure the survival and the success of liberty. I promise you. In recent months, the world has seen even more clearly the head of the snake of terrorism lies in Tehran. It enabled Houthis to disrupt international shipping. And the day will come that we hold Iran's leaders accountable for their decades of sowing terrorist violence across the region and the world. The Iranian regime has never been weaker than it is today. 4 out of 5 Iranians now live below the poverty line. Corruption is at an all-time high. The Iranian people are fed up, and they're ready for change. And they're more united than ever before. You know, hope is a flame in the heart of freedom-loving men and women. And I believe that flame is burning brighter among your countrymen than ever before, thanks to the work of all of you. We stand unequivocally on the side of freedom and the Iranian people and their resistance units. One of the biggest lies of the ruling regime sold to the wider world is that there is no alternative to the status quo. But you all know there is an alternative. Well organized, fully prepared, perfectly qualified, and popularly supported alternative called the National Council of Resistance of Iran, whose main component is called the MEK. Please join me in thanking مریم رجوی for your outstanding leadership, your vision, and your personal courage. You are an inspiration to the world.